You don't have to do it alone. Oftentimes, we fall into the trap of feeling like it's us against the world. But the reality is, Jesus is with you through all things. He hears you, He sees you, He wants to be with you, He wants you to submit to Him, He wants you to love Him. And instead of thinking about the situation, about the fears, about the difficulties, you think about Him. You think about how much greater He is above all things. And that is the fuel, that is the strength, that is the power that you need to truly achieve every amazing thing that you might ever achieve in this world. We think it's us against the world. We really do think that we're by ourselves, especially if you're in like the lonely chapter, you're in a moment where you feel like you're kind of like just grinding away, right? I've been in that moment in my life. I've had many things to kind of draw off of in that regard. But the truth is, you are not alone through it all. That's how I found my faith, realizing this very truth, realizing this very fact, that you are not alone through it all. God is calling you every single day. He wants you to give your life up to Him so that He can affect your life in the most beautiful ways possible. But that's down to you. That's down to you. Instead of being so focused on the negative things, instead of being so focused on the fears and all of the problems that are going on in the world, in your life, and whatever, just put your focus on God. Put your focus on His teaching. Put your focus on just how much He loves you, and let that be the strength. Let that be the strength that brings you forward in your life. Say His name as many times as you possibly can. In those emotional moments, always think about Him. Don't let Him leave your heart. Don't let Him leave your mind. When you're talking to other people, mention Him. Mention how your faith is so great and all of those things. And that could truly be the fuel that allows you to move forward in the greatest, most beautiful way imaginable. But oftentimes, we step into the fire, right? We step into the realm of kind of the unknown, right? We step into this big pursuit, these big dreams, right? For me, I've had many things in my life like this. You need all of yourself and then some to reach those goals that you have. If you have big goals, any goal, it might be anything. It could be in sports, it could be in business, it can be in a job, in a career path, it can be in absolutely anything. If you have a big goal, you need all of yourself and then some. Yourself is not enough. The full extent of your capability and power is not enough. Every time you trust in yourself, every time you think that you have the right plan, that your method is correct, you're going to be humbled. You're really going to be humbled, and you're going to be put in a moment where you realize that your plan is nothing. Your plan fails. Your plan doesn't actually live up to what is supposed to happen. You'll let those fears overcome you. You'll let those doubts kind of take over in your mind. You won't be fully confident. But if instead of focusing on yourself, you focus on the plan God has for you, you focus on His love and His presence with you throughout all things, and truly, when you're going through a big pursuit, you're going through a big journey, it's not just you. You're using all of what you have, but you are relying on God's strength as well. You're relying on more than what you have. That's a power, and that's something that can't be put into words, truly, because it's something absolutely amazing, absolutely beautiful, and that will be something that allows you to grow stronger and stronger in faith and in stature, in formidability, and it allows you to go and achieve many amazing things in this world, but it won't be aligned with what you have. You can go through the lonely chapter. You can go through a moment where it feels like nobody's on your side. It can feel like you truly are fighting against the powers of the world. You're really just fighting and grinding your teeth, and it's just you against the world. No one's coming to save you. But the truth is, that's not the case. It is never the case. That is a lie. It is never just you against the world. It is never just you by yourself. There is someone coming to save you, and He has already saved you. It's just up to you to recognize the fact that that is the case. And His name is Jesus Christ. His name is God, the Lamb of God, the Holy Spirit, who lives and reigns with you and lives with you and guides you. And it is just up to you to submit to Him. And by submitting to Him, what I mean by that is by thinking about Him in all that you do, by truly putting Him in the front, by truly, whenever you're walking into rooms, thinking about Him, saying prayers every day, continuing instant in prayer. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I don't know the exact verse 20 something. It's near the end. Pray without ceasing. And what does that mean? Is that always throughout your day you are praying to God. You don't have to be prayer doesn't always have to be you're kneeling down and you're going through it, you're being grateful for things, you're repenting for sins, you're praying for other people. It doesn't have to be in that moment. You can pray by just thinking about God during your days. You're thinking about things you're thankful for. You're thinking about things you need to improve on, humbling yourself before God throughout your days, throughout the things you're going through. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be just you versus the world and just you in the darkness, in the depression, going through it. It doesn't have to be that way. It absolutely doesn't. And I just kind of want this message to be like, don't fall into that trap of thinking that it is just you against the world, that it is just you isolated against everyone else. It's not. It's not. There's a small aspect of that, tiny aspect of that, but eventually you'll realize that by yourself you're nothing. You'll realize that by yourself, if you continue to trust in your own plan, you continue to trust in your own ways, it'll be torn apart. Your plans will be completely torn apart. But if you truly submit to God and you truly let Him abide in you and you truly give your life up to Him every day and all that you do, then you'll see how many amazing fruits you truly are able to bear. And it's such a beautiful thing, but every day God is calling your name. Every single day. He's knocking on that door. But our God is so amazing and he's so respectful of us that He's not just going to barge in. He wants to wait for you to open the door for Him. And you opening the door for Him is the greatest marker of faith. It's the greatest marker of believing, Lord, enter into my life. Truly, let things kind of blossom in the way that you want them to. But you can pray to God and you can read the Holy Word and you can go to church and you can do all these things, but you still aren't present with the Lord. Because when emotions are high, when situations are difficult, your first thought, your immediate thought isn't God. Your immediate thought is the fears of the situation, is, oh, how am I going to get through this, right? This is tough, this is difficult. And it could be feelings of anger, it could be feelings of shame, it could be feelings of pride, whatever, right? That's your first thought. Your first thought is not of God. Once you make your first thought of God in those situations, that's when you truly have that faith. Jesus Himself says, it only takes the faith, the grain of a mustard seed, to be able to move mountains. And so then for example, I question in my life, well, why am I not moving mountains then? Why am I still feeling like I'm stagnating? Why am I still feeling like I'm letting these fears overcome me? The truth is, I don't even have that faith of the mustard seed yet. I truly do trust too much in myself at times, instead of just giving it up to God. I truly think too much about the fears of the situation instead of just thinking about how much stronger God is above all of it. That's something I need to work on, but it is something that is just so real and so true that every time in a moment in my life where I truly just had faith, I saw just how amazing things went. Versus when I just didn't have faith, I saw kind of how destructive things could be. And when I was focusing too much on the fears, I saw how destructive things could be. How much I was focused on the situation, how much I was thinking about it was just me. It's not just you. It's never just you. And I need to remember that in my life, but I think it's also a great message for you. You can be looking all over the internet, right, for self-help, self-improvement strategies to truly do better in your life. But really the ultimate strategy is just by giving it up to God. You can improve, and there's ways you can improve in yourself, right? But you can't ever do it on your own. And I think if you start to think that you're doing it on your own, it's going to lead you down a bad path. It's going to lead you down a path of negativity. It's going to lead you down a path of just isolation. Like, again, just thinking that you're by yourself, but you are never actually by yourself. So the first step to achieving anything in life, the first step to improving, self-improvement, to seeking a life of growth is by realizing that it's not just you on this journey, that you are not by yourself, that you have the God of the universe guiding you, loving you. Jesus Christ is with you. He wants you to open the door for Him every day. So are you going to open the door for Him truly in your heart, not just by prayer, but by actually living out the Word and living through action and through the words that you say what your faith is? Or are you going to just continue to stagnate and you're going to continue to trust in yourself, and trusting yourself is not going to be fruitful? So that's a question you got to ask yourself, and that's something that you truly have to think about, especially when emotions are high, especially when the pressure is up, and when kind of things can be overwhelming at times. You realize that God is with you through it all, and that is a strength that is just so beautiful, and it's just so, and it will bear so many truly amazing fruits. So that's just kind of the thing that I wanted to talk about today. Faith, the grain of the mustard seed, can truly move mountains, but actually to get to that level of faith, as small as it is, it's actually harder than it might seem, because you say you have faith, but then when you actually do actions and you do things that are contrary to your faith, it makes you wonder, okay, well then, where are the mountains, right? Where are the mountains being moved in my life, right? So it means that it is just truly up to you to submit to God. And it is just, that needs to be the thing that is first and foremost in the front part of your mind throughout all things. And one final thing is, it's like, if you're spending your days not thinking about God, then, well, the moments that you're thinking about God won't actually mean anything, right? If you're spending 3 hours of your day consuming mindless nonsense and you're spending 15 minutes reading the Bible, well, that's a pretty bad ratio, right? That's not a good ratio. That's not a ratio of things that, like, God's not going to be in the forefront of your mind. What's going to be in the forefront of your mind is all this noise that's not going to be fruitful for you. So you need to constantly think about God throughout your days, and you need to let your faith be something that is greater and that you're spending more time thinking about above all of the kind of noise of the world. That is the first step, that when emotions are high and when the pressure is on, that you can truly be able to think about God and truly rejoice in his name. So that's something to think about, is that everything is downstream from what you consume, and reading the Bible and praying is just another form of like you're consuming, right? Reading the Bible is another form of consumption, because the Bible is the ultimate handbook, the ultimate guide for living a good life. So it's about kind of where you're putting your focus, right? If your focus is on other things, if your focus is on that negativity, then of course you're going to fall short in many aspects. But if you're focused truly through your days and through those moments, truly on God and truly on the fact that he is with you and truly submitting to him, then you'll see just how many fruits you're able to bear in your life. So I just wanted to say this message to you, because this is also a message that I need to hear for myself as well. That's kind of a big theme on the show. I talk a lot about things that I need to hear, that I fall short in myself as well, because I know that it is true. I know in my mind that it is true, but when I'm in those moments, I fall short. So I just want to say to you, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that falls short in this way, that kind of fails to just give it up to God in those moments in this way. So hopefully this message is something that can sit with you, and I hope that it allows you to truly understand that Jesus is with you through it all. He wants you to give it up to him. He wants you to open the door for him. And that's kind of where it's your part to play, and it's your part to play, that you submit to him by constantly having him on your heart, on your mind throughout all of the things that you go through, that you may truly be able to glorify his name throughout absolutely everything that you do. I need to work on this, but I hope that you also work on this as well. Continue to fight that fight every day. Never give up. Never give up. And let faith be the thing that kind of overwhelms you, overwhelms your heart. You want that to be faith, not fear. So thank you for watching this episode of the 365 Podcast. I hope that this message sits with you in some way, that you can truly submit to God and truly understand that in any situation in your life, you are not alone on this journey. It is not just down to you. You are not alone. You have God with you, and he wants to truly bear many amazing fruits and truly show you just the beautiful things he has planned for you. But when you're keeping your heart closed, when you're keeping your mind closed, it becomes all the more difficult. It becomes way more filled with friction than if you just open your mind to God and you just let him affect in you the things that he has planned for you. It might be something that you might not even want to do. It might be something that you're going into as you're leaving your zone of comfort. But if you truly put God first, it may truly become something absolutely wonderful. So thank you for watching this episode. I hope that this message sits with you. I ask that you show your support if you did enjoy it. If this message does sit with you, please leave a like, subscribe to the show on YouTube, follow on Spotify, share this video with someone who also needs to hear this type of message, and watch some of the other great episodes I've made on this show. Obviously, it's 365 days. It's a podcast episode for the whole year, if you didn't know already. If you're watching this episode, if this message sits with you, we're nearing the end of the 365 Podcast, so I hope that you can join me on this journey where I'm trying to find God, and I'm trying to glorify the Lord, and trying to find more and more faith in my day, and that's kind of my goal, and using this show as a platform to speak on these things. So I hope that you can join the journey as well, as we're all trying to kind of grow in faith. We're all trying to learn how submission to God actually works in our lives. I hope that you can join me on this journey at the very least, but if not, that's okay. I appreciate you for being here nonetheless, and I appreciate you if you do give your life up to God, and if this message does sit with you, that is really all that matters to me. So thank you for watching this episode of the 365 Podcast. That is all I got to say for today. Continue to glorify God every day throughout your life. Always know that you are not alone on this journey of life, that God is present and he is with you throughout all things. It is up to you to truly submit to him and put him first in all that you do, in all that you say, in all that you go and pursue in your life. So thank you for watching this episode of the 365 Podcast. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow for the next one.